my name is Ashley, and I will be doing my presentation on the emergency fund. Now, what exactly is an emergency fund? An emergency fund is basically a sum of money that you put aside to cover emergencies. So whether you lose your job, or let's say there's an unexpected house repair that needs to get done, or any emergency medical expenses that occur. This fund should be able to cover that while maintaining your good financial status. Now, how much should be in your emergency fund? Well, the short answer is that it depends. It depends on your financial status, how many cash and cash equivalents you have, how many expenses you have, mainly your job status. So, if you're a fry cook at McDonald's, it'll probably take you a month or so to get a job that will have equal pay as to the job that you had before and get you back on track with your financials. Whereas if you had a more specialized job, maybe engineering, it might take you quite a bit longer to find a replacement for your income. So the recommendation is for your emergency fund to cover between 3 to 6 months of your expenses, but it depends on your job status, really. Financial planners use what's called an emergency fund ratio to determine how many months you would have to cover your expenses before you'd run out of money. Now, this ratio divides your cash and cash equivalents by your monthly discretionary cash flows. Now, these terms can be relatively confusing, so I'll go ahead and define them for you. So cash and cash equivalents, this refers to the assets that are completely liquid, like cash, or assets that can be liquidated within 12 months without consequences. So you would not use your emergency funds, such as your 401k or your 401 or 403b, in your cash equivalents, because there are tremendous fees for early withdrawal. You would use like a brokerage account or maybe money market cash funds or something like that. And then discretionary cash flows. These are optional expenses, so vacations, hobbies, maybe TV, things that really aren't necessary to your day-to-day life, but more so additions. Now, your non-discretionary cash flows, these are mandatory expenses. These are maybe your mortgage loans, auto loans, life insurance, health insurance, property taxes, utilities. Food would be included in this because it's something that you need to survive. All of these things you have to pay monthly or maybe annually in order to keep your financial standing and to be able to live your day-to-day life. Now, there are some exceptions to these general rules, such as the example that was given in class. If a client really loves golf, he goes golfing 3-4 times a week, it's what keeps him sane, it's what he really enjoys doing, and if you were to take that away, on top of losing his job, he would go into depression, his mentality would decline, all of these different things would happen. In this case, you would move it into the non-discretionary cash flows because of its significance to the client. So the general rule is, if an otherwise discretionary expense is significant to the client to this degree, then it becomes a non-discretionary cash flow. Now, for the ratio, you want to be between 3 and 6 months, like I said, and this ratio will spit out a number. If it's 1.96, then you have less than 2 months before you will run out of money to pay for these mandatory expenses. and you want to give yourself a cushion so that you're not in a rush, and that way you can find a job that you are willing and deserving of, rather than just scrambling for any job that comes along, just to fill up, just be able to pay the bills. You want to be able to take your time and really pursue what you need to get back to the lifestyle that you had before, if not a better one. So this is a general overview of emergency cash or emergency funds, and I really hope that it helps your understanding. Thank you.